Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. I don't know what to say except, well done, Denmark. Denmark have bitten the bullet, so to speak. They have said, that's it, fed up of it, no more immigration, no more asylum, zero asylum. We're not offering asylum anymore. No, nada, niet, no vash. Away you go. They're not doing it. Mette Frederiksen, the Danish Prime Minister, has conceded that J.D. Vance was right, that mass immigration is a bad thing. She says he has a point on this. She is the first of the European leaders to say no more. Now, we know that Orban in Hungary is a very similar sort of stance, but she's going totally to the furthest degree. She's saying this is absolutely not. She's still sticking to the line that Russia is still the greatest threat to Europe as it stands. But her words were, security is not just about the enemy at the gate. She said, security is also about what is going on in your local community. This is her words. Now, she's bucking the trend, I suppose, for all these leftish, she's not hard left, but she's leftish politicians across there. All the sort of social democratic type parties are losing power. The continent's moving to the right. I think she's reading the room. And she's sort of, unfortunately, is in her words, unfortunately, she's reached the conclusion that Vance is right and that it needs to be addressed. And so she's saying, right, that's it. We're not having any more immigration, and we're not entertaining any calls for asylum. And this is like a major departure, isn't it? This is going against everything the EU believe. Now, it's causing ructions in Brussels, it must be said. But here we go. Frederiksen's words, Mette Frederiksen's words are, and I will read these out because I couldn't remember them. I consider this mass migration into Europe as a threat to the daily life in Europe. No matter if you look at the statistics on crimes, or if you look at the problems on the labour market, or the insecurity in local communities, it is the most vulnerable who experience the consequences. She says, I totally believe in equal opportunities and a Scandinavian welfare model with a tax-paid education, social benefits and healthcare. But for me, that's only one traditional pillar of being a social democrat. Being in control of migration is the second pillar. Now, the whole sort of political establishment is like standing back, faces aghast in horror that this woman, who's supposedly one of them, has basically got against the sort of the mantra, the dogma of the left over the last few years, where we must bring millions and millions of people who are not of our type, culturally different, historically different, indifferent in every way, to come in and dilute the European system. That seems to have been their way, their thinking for so long. And that's led to problems. And employment is a major problem. Safety is a problem. And when you look at the statistics on crime, Now, she said, and again, this is here. She said that the message that our populations, and she's talking about the whole of Europe here. She said the message that our populations in almost all European countries have tried to send to politicians through the years. Please get in control of our borders and be decisive on migration. If I ask people about security and their security concerns, many of them will reply that Russia and defending Europe is top of their minds right now. But security is also about what's going on in your local community. She said, if I ask people about security and their security concerns, they said that, there's many, many different things. And that it's local security as well as national security. Now, she seems to be getting a free pass. She's not that old, I don't think. She seems to be getting a free pass in terms of the media, because I think the media are starting to realise that the people of Britain, yeah, but the people of Europe are all en masse moving to the right, and the media need to sell. It's all bums on seats. You give elephants buns, don't you? And so the media are sort of saying, well, yes, we want to maintain access to the governments, but we also want to sell our product to the people, and that's where the people are. So that's where we go. Know your audience, pitch to your audience. And so the local press, the national press there, are all sort of going, oh, well, yes, she's right, you're very right, blah, 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 blah. And they're saying this, and it's going there. And of course, Germany just voted, and the Germans, big trouble in Germany. Germany voted majority right wing, but unfortunately, a big part of that was AFD, and the other right wing party there refused to work with AFD. And so they're bowing down and going with the far leftist Greens. The German people are mad angry about this. We voted for a right-wing government and you're giving us a left-wing government because you are weak. Well, since that happened, AFD have boomed even more in Germany, and it's now massively powerful because the people who voted for the little right party, not AFD, the next one, Christian Democrats, are all thinking, I voted for a right-wing government. You're not doing it. Right, I'm going to AFD. The next election in Germany is going to be problematic, I suspect. But it's in France as well. Ever more, they're going to the right. Italy, of course, with Meloni, they've gone to the right. Everywhere's going to the right. Just here in Britain, of course, we get stuck with a feckin' Marxist. But hey, what do you do? But Germany, the anti-mass migration marches are going up high. Northern Ireland, I think tomorrow, I could be wrong, so correct me if I'm wrong, but Northern Ireland tomorrow is having a big anti-immigration march. It's all starting to be the norm. And yet you don't talk about it in this country because this government does not want people like me, you, man in the street, talking about immigration. So thankfully I'm not talking about it. I'm merely reporting what the Danish are doing. Isn't that good? Now, Denmark cracking down on mass immigration, then they say they're doing so to preserve the Danish way of life, the Danish culture and heritage and history, and the Danish people and the Danish language. And it's undoubtedly going to work because if you actively support those things, then those things will be supported. But you can't actively support that and have high immigration. A welfare system such as Denmark, which is very, very highly taxed, but a very, very good welfare system, can only come with closed borders. You cannot offer a welfare system for the world. Can't afford it. And that's part of the problem. Now, Denmark, incidentally, and as an aside, has also been paying, I think, 10,000 euros, something like that, for migrants to leave. They're saying, hey, you're an immigrant, here's £10,000, bugger off. And they're taking it. But the trouble is they're taking the £10,000, buggering off out of Denmark, going somewhere else and going, hey, we're here in France, let's go to Britain with our £10,000. And then or 10,000 euros. And then the gangs are going, hey, give me that 10,000 euros and I'll get you to Britain. Hey, and away you go. Then they get to Britain and go, hey, house, phone, car, women, children, and all those sort of things. So it's, it's there. There is a cure. It can be done. Follow the Danish way. Do you remember they used to advertise Danish bacon? Ironically. And you go, shh, frying in the pan. They go, Danish. There you go. Danish. Danish bacon. Keeps them out. Thanks very much. Take care. Goodbye.